Here's a level 5 type question. Notice that our b values, they are not nice integer values. We're going to have to figure them out using algebra. I'm trying to get from a down to b. That's going to give me a delta y of, I'm dropping down 3 and then further 2, so that's a delta y of 5. We're dropping down, so it's negative 5. Delta x is moving from negative 7 to positive 3. That's a delta x of 4. Our b value, we don't know what it is, but so far our equation is y is equal to delta y over delta x is negative 5 over 4x plus some b value. I'm going to use a nice value. Negative 3 is the x value. Negative 2 is the y value. So I'm going to replace x and y with those. So the y value is negative 2 is equal to negative 5 over 4. As a decimal, that's negative 1.25. Just divide the 5 by the 4. Or you can say that this is like 1 and a quarter is 0.25, so negative 1.25. The x value is negative 3 plus b. That is going to give us 1.25 times 3, 3.75 plus our b value. To get the b value alone, I'm going to subtract 3.75 from both sides. I have negative 2 minus 3.75 is negative 5.75. Our equation is y is equal to negative 5 over 4x minus 5.75. We could have also written that as a fraction. It would still be right. For the next equation, delta x, to get from the c to the d, we're moving from 5 to 12. That's a delta x of 7. Then we're going from 3 all the way up to 12. 3 plus 12 is 15. Our delta y is 15. Our equation is y is equal to delta y over delta x is 15 over 7, which doesn't reduce, times the x value plus the b value. And I'm going to use 5, negative 3 as my x and y's in order to solve for the b. We get negative 3 is equal to 15 over 7 times 5 plus our b value. Negative 3 is equal to 15 times 5, which is 75. Then divide by 7 is 10 point something, 10.71 for positive 10.71. Just to remind, we are not rounding this. I'm using 10.714285 and it goes on for a while. I'm using this number that's in the spreadsheet plus b. I'm going to subtract the 10.71 from both sides, which is going to give me negative 13.71 is equal to the b. Does that make sense? Negative 13.71, yeah, that I'm going to write this as my equation. Negative 3 minus that number, y, is equal to 15 over 7x minus 13.714. And this I'm going to round to a 4 or 5 decimal place, 71428. Let's say the 5 tells the 8 to round to a 9. So that's my equation. Then I need to get this point of intersection. The point of intersection is not an integer, so I'm going to have to use algebra again to figure out what the x and y values are. I'm just going to use the decimal versions of these. I have negative 5 over 4, which is negative 1.25. X minus 5.75 is equal to 15 over 7, which is equal to 15 over 7 is 2.14, 2.14, and 285. And it goes on forever, so I'm just going to write 2.14 to remind me to use this value. X minus 13.71. I want to get all my x's on one side. I have more x's here, so it's going to be slightly easier just to add 1.25x to both sides, plus 1.25x to get rid of it from the left-hand side, then add 1.25x to this side. Then I want to get rid of the negative 13.71 from this side. I'm going to add 13.71 to both sides. That will give me negative 5.75. Take away the negative 13. See, I want to add the 13.71, but it's negative, so I'm going to take away the negative to get it to be positive. I get 7.95. If we were doing 13.71, take away 5.75, we would expect something around 7. That is right. We end up with 7.96 is equal to the 2.14 number, which is here. I'm adding the 1.25, and that's a hard 1.25 plus 1.25. That gives us 3.39. is equal to 3.39x. Then I want to get the x alone. Divide both sides by 3.39. We have 7.96 divided by 3.39 is equal to x. Our x value is equal to our 7.96, so that's this value here, divided by our 3.39,285, and that's that value right here. That gives us 2.347. We have 2.347. That makes sense. For the y value, I'm just going to plug it into one of these two equations. The first one looks a little bit more reasonable. The y value is equal to -5/4 times the x value, which is the 2.347. So I click on that. Take away the 5.75. So take away 5.75 and press return. And that gives us -8.648. And notice the y value. That makes sense. 8.648. And then we press enter to check to see if we are right. And that's how you do a level 5 type question. Have a good day.